モンモンデジモン育てるモンモンモンモンデジモンペンデュラムバトルの前には振りますモンモン
振って対戦ニューバトルデジモンペンデュラムモンスター合体もできるよ。
モンモンデジモン育てるモンモンモンモンデジモンペンデュラムバトルの前には振りますモンモン
振って対戦ニューバトルデジモンペンデュラムモンスター合体もできるよ。
Hello everyone and welcome to a new podcast series, TamaPodtchi. That's assuming I can't come up with a better name, so I don't know. Let's just stick with that for now, TamaPodtchi then. In this episode, I'll be outlining what we know about the Digimon Pendulum Z so far. I'll be using video for the first time ever for this podcast episode, so if you hear something that you'd like to see in this episode, be sure to check out the video version of this podcast on our YouTube channel. So, I guess, onto the show. So we have details regarding the Digimon Pendulum Z, and it's 3 devices rather than just the 2 that we saw in the V-Jump ad, upcoming heads-up hype little bit of information that we got, where it was just the pendulum shell with some question marks on it. And yeah, so there are 3 versions instead of the 2. And the types are Nightmare Soldiers, and this is like a black and red version, Nature Spirits, which is a green and brown version, and Deep Savers, which is a blue and blue version. They're all up for pre-order now, so I pre-ordered mine on Nippon Yasan, but a lot of people prefer Japan You Want. I just personally preferred Nippon Yasan because I like the fact that I can have the pay later feature on there, and I've had pretty alright luck with Nippon Yasan. There have been a couple of slip-ups with the release of the last 2 versions of the DMX, where they were just a bit delayed, but I still will use them until they slip up. Any bigger slip-ups, like if they cancelled my order, then I would be annoyed. I don't mind minor delays, but if you prefer to get them as soon as you can, Japan You Want are incredible with shipping. Their shipping's a lot cheaper than other places, and also they are so good with shipping basically as soon as something's released. So those are your options, but there are other options online. You can get them on From Japan or Buyee or any other proxy service that you want, but those are the 2 that I've used the most often and I can recommend, and they're available to pre-order as of like yesterday. Last night I watched Nippon Yasan add on each of the versions one by one, and I pre-ordered them one by one, and then I combined them once all 3 had been pre-ordered. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. So the poster art for the virtual pets is just incredible. I basically just marked out when I saw this. I was so excited. The art is just so nostalgic from old releases, especially like the Pendulum or the original Digital Monster, and the designs are just all so nostalgic, and they're just so reminiscent of Digimon designs from the late 90s. The text on the poster reads, "Here we go, time for a new Pendulum Z," and it's pretty hype. I'm really looking forward to using all of these Digimon, the 3 main ones. So we have Marine Chimeramon, I can't remember the Golem dude's name, and we have Ghostmon, but I do have all of them in another slide, all the new Digimon that we will be introduced to in the Digimon Pendulum Z. And then we get another image which provides a bit of a history of the original Pendulum and how it used a pendulum sensor and a jog rest mechanic, and how it was split into 6 versions for 6 different types of Digimon, and how there's only the 3 versions of the Digimon Pendulum Z. And we also get a look at the existing Digimon that are to appear in each version, and the Digimon Pendulum Z boasts a roster of over 100 Digimon. So that's in the 3 different versions. So it's probably going to be like, it won't be like 150, it'll be like 101 or 102. Like, they say above 100, but that just means it has to be 101. So in Deep Savers, we'll get Hookmon, Sirenmon, Ancient Murmurmon. In Nature Spirits, we get Morphmon, so that's a relatively new Digimon. We get Scorpiomon, and we get Bihumon. And then in Nightmare Soldiers, we get Argomon, so that's a Digimon from Savers, but more recently is known for being in the Digimon Adventure : TV show. And then, so we also get, in Nightmare Soldiers, Megadramon and Witchmon. So Judging by the sprites, it's not a coloured virtual pet, which is fine because it would be twice the price if it was a coloured virtual pet. So that's fine. The sprites look like they're the smaller size though, so I think that the screen's probably the same as the Digimon Pendulum. And now we get to learn about some new Digimon friends. So we get to see that the Digimon that appear are Sun Lizardmon, Baboongamon, Gogumon, and that's the golem guy I was talking about. So those are the nature spirits Digimon. And we also get Sangomon, Tobimon, Marine Chimeramon, Gusukamon, Piranamon, Legaleximon, and that's from Deep Savers. And then we only get one from the Nightmare Soldiers, and that's Ghostmon, who is gorgeous. My favourite is probably the Sand Lizardmon, and I call him Sand Lizardmon because Suna means sand, and Rizar's obviously meaning lizard, so Sand Lizardmon. But I also love Ghostmon. He just reminds me of like Pumpkinmon, but he's got a hat on. It's really cute, and he's a ghost. I love him. And I also love Marine Chimeramon because he looks like a combination of different marine Digimon. We've got Seigemon, Koalamon, a bunch of guys in there, and Gesomon. We've got like the tentacle, and it's a really nice, weird looking Digimon, and I kind of love him. And I hope it's like this massive Jogress to get him. I hope you have to Jogress like multiple Digimon to get him, because that's how he should be. We also know that, and I guess I get my wish here about having some previously unraisable Digimon. So in order to get any of the other exclusives, you must connect to other devices. So connecting one Z to another will allow you to unlock evolution routes featuring Tailmon on the Nature Spirits, Armadimon on Deep Savers, and Wormmon on Nightmare Soldiers. And as I said, this is great because Armadimon and Wormmon have previously been unfeatured in any virtual pet other than the D-Gather. So this is pretty exciting. I've always said that they're surprisingly unraisable Digimon that you aren't able to raise, but they're two protagonist Digimon. It's just confusing. They should be raisable before, so it's really great that they are now. And then connecting with both versions will allow you to unlock an Agumon route, an Agunimon route, and an Agumon Bonds of Courage route. So that's pretty cool. Do like Agunimon and Bond of Courage, so we're getting a little bit of Kizuna in this device, with Morphmon as well as the Bond of Courage. And I guess no Goemon Bond of Courage though, or at least not that we know so far. And then we know obviously the Pendulum Shaking function is back, so the result of training is dependent on the amount you shake as well as the attack. So and how the attack changes dependent on the amount you shake as well. And that's more or less what the next image says. I'm not a huge fan of the shaking mechanic. It means that I can't really train it in public or at my desk at work. It's kind of like annoying. Like I prefer button press training, but a lot of people just love it. I love the description on this piece, on this part, which is basically shake, 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 around and around, and so it's the hot battle, into the hot battle. It's just, I just love how extra their descriptions are, that they have to make it sound cool. Like, yes, yes, you're shaking! And it just reminds me of that old Digimon Pendulum commercial in Japan, which I will put at the start of this video just to lead into this, just because it is just so extra. It's synchronized swimmers shaking their Digimon and chanting, and it's the best thing ever. And the same with the Digimon Pendulum, the Digimon Pendulum Z is set on Folder Continent. So that's pretty cool. And in addition, we also get to have a look at Digimon available on the Nature Spirits version. And this was thanks to a subsite for the new toy called the Folder Continent Report, which is pretty cool. It's written as like someone observing the Digimon that feature in the Folder Continent, which is pretty cool. And we also get a lineup of Digimon that can be found on the Nature Spirits version, including 3 blanks as well. So it's nice to see Wanyamon. I know that when the Pendulum Z was first mentioned, a couple of people said that they wanted to see Wanyamon being a Digimon, which is pretty cool, and Galmon being there is fairly cool. I do love Galmon. I don't think Galmon's been raisable in any Digimon toys that aren't the Burst or the IC. or I guess the data link. So I'm pretty excited. Jewel Beatamon is pretty cool to be there. And of course we get Holy Dramon, so that's pretty cool. One of my favourites that nobody else likes. And of course we get our new favourite, Sand Lizardmon, which is very exciting to see. Also Huddymon and Morphmon as well. That's a logical evolution step. One of these days I will finish Hacker's Memory. And so that was it for this episode. So the link dump is linked in the description, and a Redbubble is also linked in the description, and you can get more than just shirts there too. You can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or message us on our website, LostinTranslationmon.com. You can also vote in polls, check our release schedule, and check out our blog posts. You can also follow us on @TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on LostinTranslationmon on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please, subscribe to us on YouTube. I've been releasing a lot of virtual pet related videos lately onto our YouTube, and you should check them out if you're interested. And we have discussion thread on With the Will, and we'd appreciate if you would review us on Audible Podcast, Stitcher, and any other podcast listening app that you use, and ratings assist people finding out about the podcast, allegedly. You can also donate to our Patreon, which is linked in the description, from as little as $1 a month. That gets you access to a list Discord server, but there are higher levels with more rewards, such as suggesting what we cover on a new video and on our YouTube channel, or early episodes, or notes, or anything cool, so definitely check that out. And thank you to our existing supporters on Patreon, Joe, Anime Guy, who's Anime Guy Kurosaki1 on YouTube, Stephen Reeves, who's Wildling64 on Archive Our Own, Kaidawashi, Chisai, who you can follow on Chisai236 on Tumblr, Carl, Tom, Lizmet, who's a Lekmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Metal Mumamon, Sam, Spiral, Keith from a computer podcast on the internet, Silverhead Freak 25, and Magnus. And you can also make a one-off donation on our PayPal, which will be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Airdramon. And you can also donate to me on Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/Airdra. And I will see you guys in the next video, or next podcast, depending on how you're consuming this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!